Welcome to Homeschool Horizons. I'm Yvette, your host. Well, you guys, summer is winding down. This past week, I thought I would slowly begin working our way back to school. But before I do that, let me give you a little update on how our summer actually went. It went pretty good with my 10-year-old son and not so great with my teenager. My 10-year-old worked on his math pretty much every day and also produced some really great stories with the writing prompt book that he chose to work on. My teenager gave attitude every day that he had to do math. He was miserable. I tried having my husband take over, and that didn't change anything. He had an attitude with my husband as well. For writing, he had originally decided that he would write a novel and produce a paragraph daily throughout the summer. He did that for about 2 weeks and then stopped completely. I gave up asking him to do his daily writing because it was just so exhausting dealing with his bad attitude. So, because summer was so challenging, I decided to begin the new school year by trying a few different things to see if they would work for my teenage son. One of them was Denison Pre-Algebra. He offers a free sample trial week. So I felt that would be a perfect opportunity for my son to see if he liked Mr. Denison and the format he provides. A few years back, when we lived in South Dakota, I had purchased a lifetime membership for an online learning site called Mia Academy. At that time, both of my sons didn't like it. They didn't like watching the videos, and they didn't like taking the quizzes online. So we stopped using it. But I wanted to try it again since my son was older. I had him try language arts and social studies. For science, I had him try another online learning site called Generation Genius. He scoffed and hated all of it. He had such an attitude on him that it made it beyond difficult to just get through 3 days of lessons. It was horrible. He didn't want to do anything at all. But what I noticed more than anything was that even though I wasn't actually teaching him, he still couldn't even handle me telling him to go do his online schoolwork. Meanwhile, I had given my 10-year-old a super easy week because he had actually done more work throughout the summer. All he had to do was his math, cursive, and write a paragraph in his fun writing book that he actually was loving this summer. But while I was dealing with the attitude of my teenager, my sweet 10-year-old decided to take an attitude as well. Just because he had gotten some of his math problems wrong, and I had asked him to please show all of the work that was presented in the book for him to do in order to help him understand where he went wrong. He was so upset about that. He stomped off and threw who knows what in his room, and at that point, I had had it. Normally, on a day like today, I would actually just yell at them and threaten to send them to public school. But this time was different. I was so exhausted. We had had a particularly busy week with other engagements, and I just didn't have anything left in me to exert any more energy other than to cry. I closed the door to my room, sat on my bed, and cried. Where has my sweet, considerate son gone? Who is this 13-year-old boy with such a serious face? At that point, I realized it wasn't just the change in my son that was affecting me. It was so much more. I've been worried about AB 84, and now I don't know if any of you have heard, but there's another bill that is flying under the radar called AB 495. Both have to do with our children. AB 84, as you know, wants to take away our charters. And AB 495 wants to allow any person to go to any public school and ask to pick up a child without any identification or parental consent. All they have to do is fill out some form online, and that's it. No background check, nothing. I realized all of this has been weighing on me so heavily that's why I felt so completely depleted. I'm sickened by this latest bill, and even though it did cross my mind to just put my boys in public school, I realized I can't. I can't risk some pedophile or sex trafficker coming and kidnapping my sons. The bill hasn't become law yet. And in fact, many people are heading to Sacramento on August 19th to stand on the steps and let all of the legislators know that we strongly oppose AB 495. The goal is to get at least 5,000 people on those steps. I am going to be praying so hard that more than 5,000 people will actually show up that day. Anyway, after the bad week that I had, I made the decision to enroll both of my sons in a learning center 2 days a week that offers core academics. Because the last learning center I used last year only offered enrichment classes. My teenager will be taking a literature composition class, a pre-algebra class, and a physical science class with a lab. My 10-year-old will be in a 5th grade class that will cover all of the core subjects except math. So I will continue to work with him on math here at home. I am also getting him extra math support in an online class offered by my charter twice a week. My teenager will still need to take a history class, and my HST is working on finding one for him where I won't be his teacher at all. My HST helped me so much this past week. She was so encouraging. She told me that I wasn't the problem. She said her son went through the exact same thing. She told me that my son is seeking his independence and that the best thing for us now is that I step away from being his teacher and simply be his mom. I can still help him, but I no longer will be, assuming the role of academic teacher in his life. I'm so glad she told me that. We all really do need to be supported and uplifted from time to time on our homeschool journeys, and I needed it more than ever this past week. I needed to hear that it wasn't my fault. We have had an amazing 8 years of homeschool, and even though I won't be their primary teacher this year, I am still their mom, and I am the one that still works very hard to find what will work best for them. And right now, I truly believe this is it. I am truly grateful for my HST. I hope you all had a better week than I had. But in case you didn't, I am right there with you. Let's lift each other up. Let's encourage one another and pray for each other. Let's continue to pray that AB 84 doesn't become law. I will be posting the names of the senators that you can now call until August 18th. You will say the same thing we have been saying, which is simply to tell them to please oppose AB 84. They will most likely ask for your name and your city or zip code, and that's it. You can call every single day, any time of day or night. Let's all have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I will talk to you all soon.